guilty.
He's guilty, y'all. Love after lockup.
Of love in the first degree. But I don't mind.
Sure don't.
As long as you're here with me. A judge and the jury. When they heard my plea. You know they picked me up the river.
Straight up fabric, well, gay up.
They put the blame on me. Lock me up, roll away the key. I'm just a prisoner of love. I'm doing time, I'm doing fine. I'm just a prisoner of love. Love after lockup, y'all.
Watch it, y'all. Those little Debbie cakes. They go everywhere.
Nothing like a jumpsuit. So what y'all need to know about me is I got 3 different personalities. There's Diva Poods. I'm like put together, but I'm gonna. This lady needs her stage. I'm gonna walk in there.
Yes.
I'm gonna I walk in like a diva,
And
then
then
there's
got waxed.
and then
She's
there's
ready.
just Poodle, who's a little more preserved. I'm a little more preserved,
preserved.
like apricot.
Preserved.
Preserved. I'm a little more preserved.
Preserved. Yeah.
Preserved, and then there's Nutty. And trust me, you don't want to meet me. You don't want to meet Nutty.
Nutty Poods.
Nutty Poods, as
Nutty
opposed to
Poods.
Creamy Poods.
It's gonna steal your husband.
And I'm gonna kill you at the same time.
He sure is. And then
I was
you're gonna
Nutty-
get the bill from their credit card bill from heaven.
Because I was Nutty Poods this morning when my painters started playing "My Baby Takes the Mall," and they started singing.
Like, what's good?
I'm currently in the place where the magic happens in my bedroom.
This is Love After Lockup, everybody.
This is Lalu. And
New season, Who Dis? I'm so glad when we do a public feed show that's free for everyone to try before you buy, you're sitting in your bedroom like you're hiding from I think, is there a bottle of lube in the... I'm glad we're not recording this.
I forgot to put that away. Oh, okay. But, hopefully they don't start painting now because I just moved. They're off to my left. You can see a view of a porta potty. However,
Oh, wonderful.
yeah, I'm furious. This could not have been at a worse time.
It's
It's awful.
We are doing a collab today that we are recording video. Yeah. Poodle, what collab are we doing?
As
Tell
Mary
everybody.
Cosby says, but I'm happy to be here.
But I'm happy to be here. I haven't watched this week's episode. I haven't had time.
Oh, they're dead. Very, very dead. But I'm happy to be here.
Y'all, we're happy to be here. Who are we doing a collab with?
We are doing a collab with Ace and Caitlin of Sister Wives. Love should be multiplied, not divided.
It's our Bi Curious. It's going to
Yes.
drop actually tomorrow, right?
Yes, Saturday.
It's going to be on the public feed. Normally, our Bi Curious is only on the
Saturday.
Yesterday. Normally, that's only on the public or a private feed, the $5, the Poo Poo Platter tier of RG Plus. But because it's a collab, we want to support podcasters and just
Get everyone out
let
there.
you get to know them. So it's going to be on the public
You can
feed.
so you can see their dicks. If he'll show
There's
it
only
to us.
one. There's only one.
Metaphorical.
Y'all,
Like, you show up with their dicks out.
big announcement coming on the Monday drop of our B90 show. So the part 2, we're announcing a new show that we're going to be covering. So be sure to tune into that and listen to the announcements.
Every time you say big announcement, I'm like, oh, did I miss something again? And then I remember what it is.
Then you remember what it is. You're just leaning back on your footboard like you're a cuckold, just watching your twink getting fucked.
I do need a daddy chair in here.
You do need a daddy chair in there, actually. I
Y'all,
think
if
I'm going to
you-
put one in my bedroom.
If
Everyone
you don't
should.
know what a daddy chair is, when that you're in the hotel and there's just a bed, but then there's that one random chair in the
It's not the
corner.
it's not the office
No, it's
chair.
not
It's
the
that
office chair. It's just in the corner, and you're like, "What is that for?"
and it's not 2 chairs because 2 chairs would mean it's a gathering space for 2 people to sit
No,
and talk.
that's where your daddy sits
Oh,
while
don't
he
pull over, y'all.
watches.
Sorry,
Oh
don't
my
pull over.
fucking god!
Sorry.
While your daddy watches, either you get banged by a twink they just hired off the internet, or
Mhm.
a twink bangs you,
Yeah.
or
That
you bang the
reminds
twink.
that's true. That reminds me too, y'all. I'm gonna be in Las Vegas this weekend. Uh,
Speaking of twinks getting banged,
and I just found out it's gay pride and it's Vegas Pride.
I think
So
Vegas Pride sounds really
sad.
STIE.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I'm gonna be going.
Do you want me
And
to give you some doxycycline?
well, we already had to change hotels because we were originally at an MGM hotel. You know, they've been hacked by Russians.
No, I did not know
No,
that.
Caesars and MGM was hacked. Caesars was hacked, and then they paid them off. And MGM is hacked. No, literally, people are taking 6 hours to get into their room. They can't check into the hotel. The blinds don't even work in the rooms. The slot machines are down. It's bedlam.
Wow.
Anyway, we moved our hotel, but I'll be seeing RuPaul's Drag Race live, and I'm going to have a report on that. Drag Race
I like that you
review.
segue in from a hard-hitting news story that the Russians had hacked several casinos,
Mhm.
but I'm going to be seeing RuPaul's Drag
I'm gonna
Race
see-
live, so I don't care.
It's at a Caesars hotel, so they're going to be fine. Don't bother me. Anyway, y'all, so we've got that coming up. We want to remind you that this is Love After Lockup. So if you're new to this, welcome. This was a pretty good episode. I think for
I think we've got a lot of potential.
And if you are new to this or you're thinking about jumping onto RG Plus to listen to the whole season of Love After Lockup, remember, y'all, it's September, fully loaded. So you're going to be getting
Monster trucks crashing into each other.
God, I loved monster trucks when I love Bigfoot. Oh, I love Bigfoot.
It was all too straight for me.
Oh, I love the monster truck. Bigfoot and the
Even as a 4-year-old, I'm like, too cisgendered hetero.
oh no, the Bigfoot, and then
Truckosaurus, like
what's
on
there-
The Simpsons.
was there Truckosaurus? I don't think so.
Yes.
Oh, then there was the one that was it's called like not the Terminator, but like the excavator, something about dying people.
There was one that
oh,
was
it was so
called
good.
Hombre.
Hombre.
that was the big truck that ran over the other trucks,
Wait a
and
minute.
it was
Maybe
painted
that-
with like the Mexican flag.
Maybe that explains some things in my sex life that I usually prefer.
Yeah, there was Hombre, and Hombre
Hombre.
ran over all the
Forgot
other
about
cars.
Hombre. Loved Ombre. So, okay, so we're just reminding y'all that this tier it comes with a lot, especially this month. You're going to be getting Love is Blind, which is dropping. It's on the $5 tier. This is our to get Love After Lockup. It's going to be on the whole enchilada tier, which is the $8 tier. That's available on with RG Plus on Patreon, Supercast, but also that is the Apple subscriptions $8 tier as well. And you get our public shows, our B90 shows currently. You in tow and all that. You get it all ad free for your pleasure. So be sure to
Yes.
check that out.
You know what? It was actually Bad Hombre. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Bad Hombre.
yeah, as opposed to Bad Hombre that a lot of women had in their hair.
We see that a lot on
like
Lalu.
about 7 or 8 years ago.
We see that a lot on still. Or saw,
Yeah.
Y'all, next week too, check out our interview with Petey Silvera, one of the therapists from Last Resort and the podcast, The Last Resort Sessions, which is
She
a
was
great podcast.
lovely, very
She was
camera
wonderful.
ready. She
You were
came
gonna
on.
She did.
Yeah.
No,
I need
I'm
to-
sorry. So just
I need
go
to
ahead.
contact her about a past life regression.
I'm
thing.
excited. You should do it. I think I'm gonna because
Yours
I
will
did
be
it.
boring.
Well, I did one too with my mother because my mother and I wanted to do it, and so she said. So I did it with not at the same time as my mother. She went first, or no, I went first. And she
I think
went.
yours would just be poor people.
We were in a wagon, but
Just poor, sad people.
where was that? But I don't really think it happened. It was weird because it was in this strip mall in Oklahoma City that we were doing it, and I was laying down there, and then I could hear this woman next door doing somebody's taxes and talking about tax, and I could hear just the adding
Shut
machine
up!
print out, just going. So it kind of took me out of it. I think I probably need to do it again in a more quiet space. So anyway, yes, so that's happening. We want to. I just this morning for Bunkies on Mary Shade's Pink Shade podcast.
Mary Payne.
Or
You just
what
said
I
Mary
Mary
Shade.
Shade. That's good for Mary Payne's. I was on. We did Plathville, and we talked about Toe. That's going to be going up. Today on Friday as well. So be sure to check that out. And then you were just doing her B90 this week.
Yes.
So we're all over the place.
We've double teamed her this week.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be
She's
glad.
not going to like
to hear
that. She's not going to be happy with that at all. No.
Mary Payne got double teamed by Reality Gaze.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to. It was funny because Mary Payne was reading Amy Archer's notes because it was Amy's notes because Amy couldn't be there because of family emergency. And Mary Payne was reading the notes. She said, "Oh, I'm not going to read this. Okay, I'm going to read it, but Amy wrote it, not me." She's like, and then Mariah Plath said that she was going to get saved and Barry got a boner.
That's basically what happened.
That's basically
he
what
looked
happened.
at her and like, "Oh, I'm so excited.
So excited.
Can't wait to baptize you in a swamp."
I'm glad we brought that up, y'all. Plathville is back and it's great. And that's an $8 tier show as well. So
I'm
really,
I'm so nervous about this season.
It's really, I think it's going to be messy and good, y'all. You're really getting loaded up. So many loads this September.
Infinite loads.
Infinite loads. Okay. This is season 5, y'all. We're finally at season 5, episode 1 of Love After Lockup.
Is it like super official that it is officially season 5?
Yeah, it said on the press release that the PR people sent to it, season 5.
Oh boy, I bet they hated making a new contract with their employees.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And we're a union podcast here. We're a SAG podcast.
We are a SAG podcast. We support the SAG and the Writers Guild.
And go United Auto Workers.
Yes, we are under a different contract than currently the ones on the SAG, and we are encouraged by our union to work, and they want us to work. We just can't talk about
because they
movies.
want money,
and they,
like any business.
Exactly. So that's why we are still working. So thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
This episode, season 5, episode 1, is called "Born That Way." Baby, ain't no better way. Here to bed for the day.
Kerok was born that way.
This was one of the most moving things I've ever seen on television.
Really?
You didn't cry at Kerok?
I did. I think I'm a little. I'm a little apprehensive because Kerok, the vibes that I got the whole season of Love During Lockup.
Oh, I'm totally worried for Brittney and Kerok as a couple.
You conveniently forgot how he kind of gaslit her and talked down to her the whole time.
Yeah, we're going to have Kerok and EB scenes, and I'm going to be cringy. But mainly just the fact
the relationship with his mom. Yeah,
that's what moves me. That was what, and just that's so rare to see. I mean, it's getting better, but
no, I was moved. I think I was having a hard time with the screener they sent me because the mouth weren't matching up. There was a delay.
Oh, it's a new thing.
Yeah, and I think I just when I don't see someone actually speaking it, it doesn't seem to hit me in the same way.
I was crying. I'm just proud of her because, there's the Black community does not have a great history. No, the mom. Proud of the mom.
Sorry.
Proud of the mom because the Black community does not have a great history of supporting trans people, especially Black trans people. And just to see the mom was just like,
yeah,
honey, I love this mother. She's also funny.
Do you want to just, well, we can get to it, but you basically said what happened.
Sorry.
But
I got excited. Let's talk about Brittney and Kerok.
Okay. So
but you read them off your music stand like a reader at a wedding right now, y'all, because Poodle has to hold his mic. And
I'm holding my microphone.
His computer is on probably a rickety box. If I'm
it is,
correctly.
It's on a rickety box.
Yeah,
on an ottoman.
Are you
in my bedroom.
sitting on a chair?
I'm sitting on the little this thing that sits at the foot of my bed that contains sheets
You don't need to
and
know what else is in
other
there.
items.
Okay, thank you just for saying other items.
Other various and sundry items that may contain batteries or may be lube safe.
If the box is vibrating and or is moving, don't touch it.
Yeah, and it can fit it's amazing what you can fit in there.
Hey,
If you're less than 5 foot tall, you never know.
you never know.
Don't mind the restraints. So this is one day till Kerok is released, and they're basically she's Brittney who's talking about this kind of broke my heart actually when she said Kerok is the only person who makes me smile because I don't smile at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she calls her dad and says, and the dad's basically asking how long he's been in jail, and she's like 7 years, and the father's like, oh, and he's like, dad is obviously worried. But when you're in prison for that long, it's gonna lead to recidivism, and they're gonna stay in a hotel the first night, and her parents know that Kerok is trans, but also she's like, how can I fuck up anymore? I didn't go to college. I went to jail. I got tattoos, and I'm basically been with I'm with a person who was born a woman. Yeah, I think she does call herself gay.
Yeah, I think she does.
Yeah.
It was nice though because we kind of were led last season because they were on Love. If you're new to this, they were on Love during lockup.
Yeah,
and she's kind of acted like her family had completely written her off or weren't supportive at all. So this is good that maybe. And she even said, like, maybe my dad will be open to meeting Kerok.
Yeah. I think she definitely said her mom, because her mom visited her in prison, and she told her mom all this stuff, and the mom burst into tears, and
yeah.
So this made me also sad because she was working about her appearance. She's like, I hope I'm a little bigger now than Kerok saw me, and she slept on top of the covers because she wanted it to be perfect. When she's Brittney
I
does
love Brittney.
Brittney does tug at my heart. Brittney with one T as opposed to two T's. We're going to see
Brittney. We'll get to her later.
And she says, I love Tammy, his mom. And mom calls and says, I promise I'm not going to show you out. I'm not going to wear my Gucci or what she says, Versace.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I'm also worried about Kerok having PTSD 7 years after being in prison and just getting out and seeing all this anti-trans stuff. And I think it's anybody who's been in prison for 7 years going, boy, the world is fucking different.
It's different, and especially right now, there's so much anti-trans hate in the country. That's so, luckily for Kerok, he passed. I don't know if it's he or they.
They say he.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kerok, he passes really well, and Brittney brings that up, and so that is something to help him. But also, too, what I think Brittney brings up is, y'all, when Kerok went into prison, Kerok was identified female and looked female.
Yes.
So Brittney also is like, what is Kerok's family even going to think about seeing him as a man, like presented as a man? Yeah. So.
She sent him some clothes, and she sees him, and she also, she thinks she might violate her probation by being on the grounds of the prison. So she's
can't
like
even
way
run to him.
away
She's
from
sitting
it.
God, I love Brittney. I'm rooting for her so bad.
She might be one of my favorite heartstrings tugger since Chelsea, who we're also going to get this season. We did not see her this episode.
We did not.
But we're gonna get Chelsea and Mikey, or I think he's Michael now.
Oh, is he Michael now?
I don't know.
Are we getting anybody else besides them? They're the only.
No, Sharae and Anthony are new.
I'm sorry, but next episode, is there anybody else we didn't see besides Chelsea this episode? I think we saw all of them, but not her, right?
I think you're right. I think.
Maybe though. I don't remember. We'll
You
find
should know
out.
better to ask me these questions.
Especially when you're in this state.
When this Mercury retrograde, y'all, has made me its bitch, and not even in a fun way. I don't know a safe word for a Mercury retrograde, but give a bitch a hand.
Well, it's supposed to end today. I don't know what time.
It can't come quickly enough.
I can look on my. Let's see.
Every single tech thing that I've had that could go wrong has.
Oh, Mercury stations
painters.
direct at 1:21 to 1:21
Pacific time.
So yeah, so like in an hour and 10 minutes. No more
Let's
retrograde.
count down. Anyway, so Kerok, we do get an interview. So Kerok comes out, and I love that Kerok says she looks stunning, talking about Brittney, and we hear from Kerok, my upbringing was rough. When I told my father that what I was and who I was, he said, "Get out now," and that's what I did. I got out right now.
Yeah.
And before his transition, my life was meaningless, and got into street life as a stick-it-up kid. Different kind of meaning in my world.
Yeah. Poodle means his butt.
I think they got that.
Yeah.
So, and
Just
he
in
was
case.
then he
Unless
was
you're new here.
arrested on Christmas for armed robbery, and in for 7 years. And he said, "I'm so appreciative of my freedom." And he does a little rap for her, and it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Comparatively.
Better than Raneka's.
Yeah, she wasn't that great.
Raneka's just that's Diva Nika.
I think that's
Raneka.
Diva Nika.
Diva Nika was just she just kind of screams.
I enjoy her as a person, though. I love her.
I love her too. I want her happiness as well.
She ain't gonna get it, honey.
No, we know she doesn't get it. We're gonna talk about that at their segment.
So they're going to see his mom, who has not seen him physically, and she hugs him and says, "You're gorgeous." And she says, "My son is free mentally and physically." And
I was already
this
tearing
was
up
wonderful.
when she said that.
He was man. He's born that way. And fucking mom's been dealing with chemo. She had a fucking genetic cancer.
I got goosebumps again. And apparently, a lot of family members have died from this cancer.
She's the only one who's making it.
The first one to make it. Her name's Tammy, right?
Yeah.
Tammy.
Yeah.
Oh, Tammy.
I think it's
Tammy,
the breast cancer gene that a lot of people have. I think that's what he was talking about.
Oh, I hope it's not the triple negative one. That's
I don't know, but that's the genetic breast cancer, because she did mention it was breast cancer.
That's the one that got my Aunt Karen.
Oh. Well, now you brought it down.
Mystery to me. So that's where I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Sorry. I just thought that was my favorite part, is that she kept staring at him the whole time and just saying, "You're so beautiful.
You're so handsome.
You're so handsome. You're just,"
Yeah.
It was really, 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 I just wrote, fuck, fuck, fuck. I'm rooting for them so bad. It's not going to go well.
See, I'm not rooting for them.
I'm hoping maybe Kerok can calm. I get it, especially when you're in prison, and probably too, like,
maybe he thought he had to be hard in prison.
Hard because you're in a female prison, so you have to be super, probably, if you're trans, a lot of people become hyper masculine.
No, that's true.
So I wonder if that's what it's like now. I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt to see how he behaves outside.
It was just a really rough edit on the season of Love During Lockup.
Yes.
If you didn't watch Love During Lockup, it might sound like I'm being a real grump, but
what's new?
But the phone conversations between Brittney and Kerok were not good.
This is normal, different than Poodle's other positive poodle that we normally get to see.
That's my fourth personality that shows up on days that end in L. Anyway. All right. Shall we move on?
I just want to say that there is the part that made me cry is when he Kerok, looks at his mom and he said, "I apologize for not being here.
Oh
This is
yeah,
the
this did
toughest
get
test
me.
for you. This was the toughest test of your life." And mom said, she cried. She said, I did need you here. And Kerok says, "I'll never leave you again. I'm so sorry." And she said, "I love you." And she said, "You're so handsome." And she holds his face. And then she says, "My handsome boy." And
And then even he did when he wouldn't when she wouldn't cover her face. She kept saying that he's like, "I don't want you to see because some things have been discolored because of my cancer." And he like pulled it away from her face. It
And he
was
said,
really
He
sweet.
said, "You're beautiful. You're always beautiful."
Why have we switched? Usually it's
Oh,
me getting super
oh
weepy.
God. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I'm kind of hard today. I'm like
Oh,
Kerok on the inside.
you've been retrograded and you are
I've been
just,
fucked by the planet Mercury.
the inside of your butthole is just calloused. Wow.
It's
That
like
was disgusting.
burned a hole
Yeah.
like a meteor
Yeah. Your
through me.
sphincter looks like that gay rock man in Kansas we interviewed.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
gay rock monster.
Okay. Raneka and Asonta.
Asante, yes.
Asante. Y'all, not spoiler. I'm just going to say trigger warning. We're going to say this once. I don't think we have to say it every time, but trigger warning for this season.
He is now passed away.
Sante's dead. He was running from the police.
Yeah, it's not that important why he died, but
No.
but he is passed. And
I think I want people to know that he died like it wasn't like it actually makes it more tragic. He was going to be
Yeah.
taken back to prison again and
Yep.
fleeing them. He at this, and so it's just watching this. There was all this like the energy of like Rasanta saying or Raneka saying, "And I'm finally going to get my happily ever after." And I went,
it's worse than that because it's not as for me. It's just not as fun as it would have been.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big point.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be so, y'all. If you watched the last episode of and saw a little bit of Love During Lockup, the very end, she calls who he says is his auntie, who I was calling Ante, like
Ante.
Asante, Asante Ante, and Ante said, "I'm not his auntie, I'm his girlfriend." Another line that is going to be like, "I'm Hottie's girl."
I'm Hottie's girl.
That will forever reverberate in my head. I'm not his auntie, I'm his girlfriend. And so Raneka doesn't respond to this in a way that is normal. She just goes, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to sort this out later."
She's because right now, y'all, she wants to get
she
dick
needs
down.
to get dick down. So she's
Because she was screaming outside, going, "Where is it? I'm horny!" Again, Poodle can relate.
Yeah, sometimes I think I would look the other way if an auntie called, and I'd keep calling her his auntie too, just so you can get that D. And so Asante is there, comes out, says it feels good to feel a real ass.
So, I agree.
And she can't stop touching him. It is, and he says, "It's a full moon. The wolf's coming out tonight." Y'all, he just wants to fuck her really bad.
Really bad.
And that's where she introduces her three personalities. Diva Nika, Raneka, who is, as she said, more preserved.
More preserved.
I love her. And Nutty, because you don't want to fucking meet Nutty. I agree. I don't want to meet Nutty.
You don't want to meet. And so she's talking. She's like, "Look, I don't want to have to keep my foot on your ass." And he's like, "It's not. It's not." Ring, 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 ring. She picks up the phone.
And it's Auntie. The Chiron says, "Auntie, girlfriend."
Auntie/girlfriend calls. That's what I wrote. Auntie/girlfriend.
Auntie.
She hands him the phone and she's got her fist up, like almost trying to hit him. And he's
like, you can text it. You can.
He
text
looks
it.
scared to death, and he's like, "Hey." And Raneka's just
"Why
like,
are you lying to me?"
And she's just sitting there like, "You son of a thing! I want to look at you, you son of a."
I cannot believe this woman is allowing this in this moment.
It's pretty. Again, y'all, we've said this about Lalu before. The whole franchise. If you think about Love After Lockup too much, It's really sad.
Yeah.
We try not to do that a lot on this show.
It's better not to.
So, because if you don't, then it's funny. And so, but it is pretty terrible that this woman is allowing herself to be treated this way.
Delulu.
But also, too, if you think about what would happen if she left, where would he go? What would he do?
Well, also, she moved to be with him. Remember,
She moved herself and her children.
and her children.
children.
So I think this is self-preservation, aka magical thinking here at this point. And he says, "My auntie got me a phone, so I need to go over there." She's like, that bitch called me and told me she was your girlfriend." He's like, no. And then later on, they're basically like, the producer asks, that's your, she said she was your girlfriend. And he's like, no, y'all got some stuff mixed up.
Yeah. You got it mixed
Boy,
up. No.
Someone believes their lies.
What an asshole.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, so y'all, he wants the sex part of the steak and shrimp and sex that was mentioned, the triumvirate. However, she just says he can give me all them babies.
All them babies. I want to believe that I'm his one and only, other than his mama.
Cut to 4 hours later, and he's getting into a car. Not even one night.
Not even one night. Y'all, this guy is a dog.
He is.
He's a dog. Sad that he died. No one deserves to die. So, but we're gonna be talking shit about this guy.
Yeah. It just makes it a little. It just makes it.
You know what? Maybe the universe did Raneka a favor.
Ooh, that's dark.
Because she would never let go of this guy.
I don't think they were together at the time. That was. It sounded like the statement that she made online.
There was another woman pregnant with his baby.
True.
Which I don't know if we're going to find that out on this season or not. Maybe the auntie is the one that has.
Auntie.
Sorry.
Shall we move on to new couple alert?
Whoop, whoop,
new couple
whoop,
alert.
Whoop.
Sharae, 34. She is a manager for something. I didn't write this down.
She's like a manager.
HR manager. And Anthony, 34, burglary 6 years.
There we go. We're in Schenectady, New York.
As opposed to the Charlie Kaufman movie, Synecdoche, New York.
Synecdoche, yes. I'm trying. Why am I just watched this and I can't even remember. We've watched so much TV this week. I'm like, what does Sharae look like? I don't even remember.
You probably remember the outfit in the blouse with the pants that weren't there. Like it looked like a kind of a businesswoman outfit on top, and then it looked like she was going out to dance with Hoochie on the bottom. The red pants.
Oh, those red pants. Yes.
I wrote down, what the fuck is this outfit? She forgot to put on pants.
Oh, Sharae, yes. And then we meet the mother. Yeah, she didn't put on pants.
She left the house without pants. Sometimes it happens.
The cameraman did her wrong. Our camera person did her
wrong.
She's up the steps, and you could almost just see cooch and crack.
I think
CNC. It wasn't the CNC Music Factory we're used to. It was cooch. Walking up the steps, you're gonna see my cooch. See my cooch. Crack, crack, crack. Why waste that crack? You know it's gonna be whack.
God, I love that woman's voice.
We did a dance to show choir to CNC Music Factory.
Gonna make you sweat?
No, it was called Slammin'.
Slammin'?
And we did it because the Corvettes at Southeastern did a dance to it. And it was it was choreographed by someone who knew someone who had danced in New York. So it was really
someone who knew someone who knew someone who had been to New York City.
And it was a choreographer. They had choreographed the Corvettes. The Corvettes was a college show choir. Don't get me. It was the Corvettes were the gayest fucking thing I've ever seen. Southeastern. We call that school now in Oklahoma Southeasy. It's over in Durant. Kind of. Reba McEntire
What's
went
the
there.
point of this story?
Anyway, but our choir director, he met his wife when they were in show choir at Southeastern,
Where
in the
everyone meets
Corvettes.
their heterosexual life partners. Show choir.
Anyway, they met there. And then so when they came back and were teaching at our school, because he taught middle school and high school and she taught elementary, everybody thought, isn't that so cute? And they taught us the slamming dance when we were in 6th grade. It was very, very difficult. At one point, there was like kickball change, and we had to go fall down to the floor and then pop back up and another kickball change. Dennis Gothard couldn't do it because of the motorcycle accident, because y'all know he had that limp and his nubbin, but there was no pointing. So he never had his nubbin not pointing. It was very difficult, and we did it in our MC Hammer pants that I designed for the men.
I just have to say that I feel like all the time rehearsing this may have affected your academic pursuits.
I did get out of science twice. It was very difficult.
We'll pass him. He's working on the slam and dance.
I'm working on the slam and dance.
Oinky wins valedictorian again.
And you know how, because actors and artists do this, it is work. But y'all, one of my favorite things ever is to see actors or non-dancer people do a dance. And then after they get done doing the dance, everybody acts like they just ran a marathon.
They look at each other like, oh my God, that was so good,
They're
right?
just like,
that was
oh.
so fucking good.
Oh my
and
God.
They look at each other like, oh my God, we completely nailed that.
I just read half of our Sissies for Filth. They're like, oh my God, we did that at when we did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in high school. Or the Sweet Charity Dance.
The arrogance of a high school or high school or middle school show choir team when they finished a routine that was kind of mediocre.
Oh.
It's kind of only matched by 2 girls who are always the leads in their high school musicals. They're like, oh my God, I was so amazing tonight. I only forgot 11 lines.
I only forgot 11 lines.
And all of my blocking. I made up my own blocking.
Were you never part of a dance number where afterwards you just
I wasn't in show choir. Also, I did not dance in a team professionally.
No,
we didn't have a show choir.
Clogging was individual.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We did clogging, but yeah, I did kind of say I nailed it.
Did you have, after some clogging things, would you be like, and just exhausted?
Yeah, you're right. I did too. And I was like, oh my God, I was amazing just now. However, the difference for clogging, however, is to be the same. So you need to do exactly what your neighbor is doing. So it's not really about we nailed it. It's like, oh, we did this as a team. So it's less individual.
We did that too, because our choir teacher, he wanted to give some responsibilities to some other people. And so he named this guy named Kaylee Morgan was our dance captain.
What?
Is Hawaiian Kaylee.
Got it.
Kaylee.
No, the way you said it was you stumbled over your own tongue.
Oh, Kaylee.
So I was just
no. He was a dance captain, so he.
What would have been like being Hawaiian in fucking Oklahoma?
Well, not great.
Please get to the end of this story.
Well, you asked questions.
We have to move on.
So we talked about being in unison. So he got a copy of the Thriller video, and we watched the Thriller video, and he paused it when they all jumped up in the air and said, see how they're all at the same height? That's what we're going to do, because we had a place where we had to jump up in the air too. We watched that and a Janet Jackson video for to study.
You ever think today that those were all ridiculous delusions of grandeur?
I don't know. I think it doesn't really matter anyway, because Kaylee E was killed in a tornado like about 10 years ago. It was. It was. It was the F5 that came through Long Grove. It went through. It tore out Taliaferro's furniture shop. My dad called me and said, Matthew, I'm looking at Katie Kerok right now. She's just standing here on Highway 70 talking to Wayne Taliaferro.
Rest in peace, Kaylee.
Kaylee, he got into his truck, which you're not supposed to do, and they found him in his truck.
So, so Sharae.
I remember her now. That's the point.
Wow, that was a really long digression. So she says, seems like every man I fell in love with, they are incarcerated. And she actually met this man when she was 14 years old, and they dated for a year. I've been on record how I'm uncomfortable. I know you've said you've dated early 13, 14. I'm very uncomfortable with people going on dating and sexualizing themselves at that age and actually using the term dating.
As an adult, I completely agree now. I'm not saying that I did it when I was younger, but I only did it so I could have a girlfriend so I didn't look like a gay wad.
Yeah. How'd that work out?
Pretty well, really.
Wow, they were dumb. People were dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, Anthony was a ladies' man, so he cheated. And apparently cheated. Apparently a 14-year-old love story failed.
I know. It was
yet another.
It was a little bit like he was 14. Of course he's going to fuck someone. But it was a lot like my Aunt Peggy and that husband Scott. They were together in high school too. It happens a lot more than you think.
Maybe I'm just judging my experience because I had to grow up a little later because of delayed adolescence because I was gay. But like 13, 14 feels young to have that kind of love. Maybe I'm wrong.
14 is a freshman. 14 is a freshman in high school. I think it's young, but I think, at least in our day and age, I think it happened a lot. Imagine if you could be out and gay when you went through puberty.
Oh my! Yeah,
it
would have been really bad.
You would have had.
I would have been female. I would have been pregnant.
Oh, I would have been slutty Miss Marr. Oh yes. Would have had a baby. Anyway,
you would have had the baby.
Oh, when I was 21.
Oh, I would have never had the baby, though.
We need to move on.
Anyway, Sharae says, I loved him when we were 14, and I loved him. I fell for him, and now we're going to be in forever. And so she's in Schenectady now.
She moved back. She was in Florida, I think she said, or somewhere else.
But he's in prison in Kentucky.
But I guess they're from Schenectady. He's planning on, it sounds like he's planning on moving back to Schenectady because that's where his mom, Sharice, is.
I guess so. He's not on probation, so he doesn't have to live there anymore. He doesn't have to, because some people, have to stay.
I guess not. Yeah, it's all different.
And y'all, she walks in, and I think this is going to be the main conflict this season. I don't think it's going to be a lot between her, and Anthony. It's going to be by him and Sharice, who is quite the force of nature.
Oh, I mean, her and Donna are just both giving it this season.
She's like, why are you cooking in my kitchen? Y'all,
I got a key.
This is a pop-in. We have talked about pop-ins. And she was just making herself some tuna salad. And so Sharice says, this is also confusing. Sharice and Sharae. So Sharice, the mother, says, this is his mother, by the way, not hers. And she says, Sharae wants to be the boss, but you can't direct my old ass to do nothing.
No, and the way she talks to Anthony's not going to take that. Not going to take that.
It's interesting. What she said was, I'm worried about Anthony going back to jail after this because he needs someone who's going to stay in his ass and be in his corner. I want that for both of us. For someone who's going to stay in our asses and be in our corners.
When I start dating again, I'm going to put that on my scruff profile. Be in my ass and in my corner.
And in my corner.
I love that. I hope for that too. Now, she also says...
Manifest it.
She also said it was I thought it was well said the way she said, you're doing the time with them. You're calling them all the time. You're sending packages with them. So it was sweet. But then I also thought, when he gets out, are you going to make him feel so guilty for all the shit he put you through?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. With this one, yeah, she's got that energy. Yeah.
Sharae, though, is like, look, I'm not going to be naggy. I just want him to be in school like he said he wants to, and his curfew. That's important.
And it appears they have a secret
A
that we're going to
secret.
find. A secret, as Thomas, as Chantel's father says, a secret.
secret.
And later on, she says, all we need, he said, I need $500 in ones for our hotel room because he's going to make it rain. He's getting out tomorrow. Calling her friend Sunny. Excuse me while I flip my page over because of the music stand. And they're having a party for him. And she's like, and I'm going to be a little petty. So I'm inviting Rich, my son's father.
Why?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
This is someone who I'm like, well, I guess I'm Team Sharice because I think Team Sharae wants drama.
This is 16-year-old girl behavior.
Yes.
Yeah, this is petty. This is dumb. This is dumb.
There's no reason for her son's father to be there. They've been dating for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
This is not new. And the fact that all the family
let him meet her. Let him meet him later.
And the fact that the whole family thinks that they're legally married when they're not.
And she went and actually got a fake marriage certificate. She went and Googled fake marriage certificate and bought it on Amazon. And I went, this is interesting for me.
I'm kind of shocked that this was
everything.
I'm shocked this was a surprise for you.
I was not aware that fake marriage certificates were so readily available.
Who knew?
And I'm filing that away. Yeah,
I don't want to.
It looked real.
I don't want to know about it, so I don't have to lie in court. Let's talk about
glad
Andy.
I became a notary for that last job.
Yes, let's talk about Andy and Brittney.
I'm trying to care about these two people.
Mary Payne doesn't care. Mary Payne thinks they're boring too.
I'm trying to care, but I think I like her more than him. But I just don't know enough. I find their scenes, because they were really boring on Love During Lockup. I find the scenes of trying to make him a good guy who wants something different in his life, and also we don't know if he's a deadbeat dad or not.
We don't know. I don't think he is. I like Andy. He seems fine.
I don't like him.
But I don't dislike it. Like he just seems boring. He just seems boring.
He seems sweaty and he seems overly familiar.
Everything. His tattoos are trying too hard.
He's trying too hard. The whole thing about, even on television, everything about him, the way he talks to her daughter feels weird. He doesn't know what to do with himself on camera.
He's had a hard life, though. I mean, not hard in that, his first wife was on drugs and was really in and out of their kids' lives. So he did with that. The second wife, he said, just kind of grew apart. So hopefully this third Georgia Peach will be the charm.
It doesn't matter. You can be a creeper and have a great life. But he's a creeper. That's the vibe I get. I don't like it.
Okay.
So y'all, you just need to know Brittney, he decided to go a different way because of his two kind of broken marriages before that. And we've got a lot in common. We met on the prison site and 8 months of dating, and she's a Southern girl, and I wanted a Southern girl with Southern values. Gracie, the daughter, for the first minute, I went, did they recast her? And then I realized it's because she doesn't have makeup on.
Yeah, she doesn't have makeup on.
And then I was, oh, there she is. Yeah. The next time I see her, I'm like, oh, that's the Gracie I remember.
Gracie, who's 18.
Yeah.
She hasn't seen her mom in, I guess, what has it been? 2 years.
Yes.
That she's been incarcerated. She's like, it doesn't feel like this is happening. They have balloons in the car
which are like 3 days old.
And we're going to get to that, y'all. And Andy says, I want to release the balloons when she gets to let her release and it'll be a release. Just get it. It's a release. And we're like, yeah, we all get it.
Like freedom. And there are way too many balloons in this car. And of course, my anxiety kicks into overdrive. Just the idea of those balloons squeaking against one another. Ugh.
I will say, so they're waiting. They're just y'all. That's what happens a lot. They can't go in prison grounds or things like. They're just waiting in the field.
They look like such assholes. They're just like holding these balloons and holding this like awful like flower bouquet.
Yeah. Now I will say, finally the van pulls up,
These look
and
like funeral flowers, by
Andy
the
does
way.
great though that he lets Brittney and Gracie have their moment, let them hug. He's not trying to make it about him, or he just sits there, let them have as long as they need. And she
And he
gives him
hugs her, and
hugs.
she's all, I guarantee you, y'all, he is sweaty at this point and smells like salami.
It's true. It's true. Brittney says, I got trouble in kindergarten. She said, I've always been trouble. I struggled with being my mom. I was hyperactive. And even just seeing her, I went, oh, I bet 100% you're diagnosed with ADHD now. Like, I really get that vibe. And she said, I climbed out on an officer's car twice in one day.
That's impressive.
That's impressive. That's where I went. This story could get interesting.
I think Brittney could be a good time.
Every officer knows the back of my head in this town.
Same.
So she got into a relationship, had kids, and then she started using meth, and she did not report to her probation, and that's why she was.
Yeah. And so she tries to release the balloons, and they fall to the earth.
And I screamed loud.
It was wonderful.
Like a howler.
It was wonderful.
Monkey. Oh, it was so funny. It was my favorite part of the episode, actually.
Melissa and Louie. Now, y'all, they were on Love during Lockup 2 seasons ago.
Was it 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, like Chelsea and Mikey were. I never thought we'd see these people again.
I'm so glad, because she's a hot mess. We don't go into this.
Jersey Italian.
I feel like we should go into this for people that are new, just quickly.
Are you new?
Because they didn't talk about it a lot this episode. But y'all, the whole first season, so kind of the same thing, like Sharae and Anthony, Melissa and Louie. Well, different. Melissa and Louie didn't date in high school.
No.
Louie was the hot guy in high school.
She was, and she obsessed over him. She's like, oh my
She's a
God,
nerd.
it's Louie from Lakeland.
She is still so in love with high school Louie. Y'all, she FaceTimes him, and she's wearing a high school cheerleading outfit. Like a library outfit, like Key Club, whatever, National Honor Society. I don't know what she's doing. This is just someone trying to go back 20 years into their life and live out a high school
what
fantasy.
went wrong.
It's not going to go great when she realizes he doesn't have any teeth.
No, and also he's got a real bitch of a mother. Who we love, named Donna.
Donna is like, not only is she a bitch, Donna, let's just say I don't want to blame anyone.
We're not just saying she's a bitch. She has a hat that says super bitch.
Yes. I feel like Donna could be someone who talks very abusively to maybe her children.
Oh yeah, this is not a mom who was this is a guilting, shaming mom.
Yes, yeah. It kind of makes you wonder: is that one reason Louie was in that place?
I'm sure everything kind of added to it all.
Yeah.
So he calls, and what the phone goes, Louie, heart on fire.
We just say heart on fire.
I love when voice dictation reads emojis. It is one of my favorite things in the world. Sad face, crying face, melting face.
You do love it.
So, and she's on the way to meet her sister, my sisters, and my father for lunch. It's 2 days until his release. And this is 20 years ago. They knew each other.
Years ago. Remember when my friend from prison messaged me on Facebook?
Yes,
like
and he
Louie
showed
did
you his big dick.
He just said, "I'm gay now, and I got a big dick."
And I got really interested when
And
you
you
showed
got
it to me.
he's really because he's a white guy and he looks kind of like what's the one with the neck tattoo who was really bad that you were
Doug.
Doug.
Oh, wow.
He gave
Boy,
you were so into him.
one of my worst choices.
and
Boy.
he kind of had that vibe though. And I was like, he is really hot. That's a big dick. And I always thought he was kind of gay in high school. And then we looked him up and he was in prison for murder. Very violent murder.
Everyone makes mistakes. Maybe, everyone can accidentally, violently murder someone.
Sure.
Yeah, it just happens.
Just happens.
Yeah, someone's crossing the street and you violently murdered them. I'm sure he's a good guy with a nice penis. Anyway, he's like, just Louis was the popular bad boy, and I was an underclassman with a dream.
And they show the pictures of her, and she was a fucking nerd. She hadn't I think she's pretty now, but like she had a bigger nose and she hadn't grown into her features.
Yeah.
Just nerdy.
Anyway, y'all, she keeps saying he's so hot. This is she has not really gotten out of this persona. She hasn't. I guarantee you, she's the person like, oh my God, Melissa, you haven't changed since high school. You're the same girl you used to be.
They're gonna fuck, and while they're fucking, she's gonna be like, Louis,
sing the alma mater for me.
Louis, hurry up and come. I've got science homework tomorrow.
Mr. Bevilacqua's gonna be on me. So y'all, he reached out on Facebook, I guess because he was bored in jail, and he's in there for armed robbery for 10 years because he's always been a bad boy.
Between his tattoo and his abs.
I can't wait to jump his bones. Now, but her family walks in. She walks into brunch with her family, and the father, who we met before, who's named Ronald, I forgot that scene with her and her father and Donna. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? They go on both go full Jersey Italian.
Yes.
And Donald, Sharae, and Allie, and the first thing the dad goes is, "You're late."
I want to say all these women make the style of Teresa Caputo tame. And we love Teresa Caputo. We interviewed her. We love Teresa Caputo. Had a wonderful time with her. She has a great podcast.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around what Sharae was wearing, because it was off the shoulder. I think it would have made more sense if I would have saw her standing up,
or if she wasn't in a Shoney's.
Yeah, that's definitely a Shoney's.
At 11 a.m.
Yeah, I think that's a Shoney's.
It was very much a night outfit
or a jersey. It was a very night outfit. You're right. So it was like an off-shoulder thing, but there were sleeves, and it was white too, so it didn't really work.
No, it didn't.
The makeup was egregious, as you would imagine.
Very heavy, like Priscilla Presley /
Jersey Shore. Yeah.
But Jersey Shore, like Italian mother eyeliner, very heavy. Maria Callas, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes.
Even Maria Callas was like, do a little bit less.
Do less.
And Allie,
wonderful person, Maria Callas.
Looks like she's got dreads or some type of hair.
dread. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
again, I call them the three-headed Italian Hydra.
So y'all, he's gonna come to Jersey because she's like, why would I go up to Georgia? And Dad basically says, well, I gotta go smoke because you know how I feel about drugs. And she's like, he doesn't do drugs.
He doesn't do drugs anymore, Dad.
That's what he says.
And so her sister's like, I don't think he's on her level. She can do better. She can do better. I'm sure of it. All of his teeth are missing. And Melissa's like, his teeth are missing. It's not his fault. Prison pulled them. Prison pulled them. She's like, what do you mean they pulled him? She's like, well, because of the meth. I'm like, I think the meth was his fault.
He's your no teeth jewel. They're brutal, which I think is warranted.
No, because they say get out of your high school fantasy.
Yeah. Anyway, y'all, she's flying to Georgia. Oh, and Dad goes, "Look who you'll be kissing," and of course takes out his dentures.
Which was very funny.
And then flying to Georgia, he's got Louis Italian rainbow cookies that he really loves, and Mom Donna, who we're going to see in the next thing. She's like, "This bitch doesn't know what she's in for."
And Melissa says, Donna's really my worst nightmare. I'm kind of scared of her. That's it, y'all. Melissa is not the smartest bulb.
No, she's not.
Either. Where Donna is and Damona. So we see Donna's hat that says super bitch.
Super bitch.
And she's like, yeah, Louis told me, he's like, don't make me choose between you and Melissa. She's like, I'm not going to do that. I'll just do what a mother has to do. I'll do what a mother does. I'll take care of it.
And there better not be a choice.
And she said,
I was the one in court. I was the one there every weekend.
You think you know better than I do? Welcome to reality, bitch.
Kind of reminds me of the way I used to do Frank from Smothered.
It's true. I think, and I get into little baby girl. I think what's going to happen is, y'all, I think, shocker, I don't think Donna's had good luck in love.
No.
And I think
She's miserable.
Donna is because she also says these things like, I was the one there for him. So she feels like she's owed something.
Yep.
I got to say, I think his mother's going to be a fucking nightmare. And the best thing for him to do is get away from that shrew.
I agree. She's going to be funny, but the reality is she's a poisonous monster.
That's a great way. Yeah. Poisonous is a great way.
She's a poisonous monster, and everything about her says that. Is your Alexa talking? It's your father.
It's my dad. He's talking about his third wife. He's talking about Janet, Dad. Yeah, he is. He's up there going, poison's my goddamn bitch. Didn't even come to his funeral.
I think we're done here.
Said it was too hard for her. I'll never forgive her for it. She is a poisonous bitch.
After talking about Slammer.
Yeah.
Was that a single?
Slamming. Well,
Slammin'.
You're thinking of Slammer as the gay sex club.
Yeah.
They've got a nice sling room there.
I've heard. Told you, one of my favorite things in the world is to read Yelp reviews of businesses like that.
Oh, really?
And one just says, nice staff. Lovely outdoor patio.
I'm trying to slam.
They do a good job with cleaning up the cum.
Wow.
No one said that, but that's always what I imagined.
Wow.
Oh, we'll go there on Friday. The place is spotless on Saturday morning at 8 a.m.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
Sex clubs are fun.
I can't find the name.
Let's move on.
I think
y'all, that's the show.
It might not be called Slammin'. I don't, but it was CNC Music Factory.
Boy, everything was a lie.
Slammin'. Gotta get it. Whoa,
so
yeah.
You're not sure about the name of the song.
Got it rockin'. Yes, I gotta find that video. God,
you
it was
can
my
find
best
us
work.
on Instagram at Reality Gaze Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Reality Gaze Pod. You can find us on the TikTok at Reality Gaze. You can go to realitygaze.com. It's not porn anymore. For all information, check out Love is Blind. That's coming up at the end of this month.
The first 2 episodes are going to be on the free feed for you to listen to. I think it started already. We've dropped season 3 of Love is Blind.
It has started already.
The Advent. So
on the public feed.
We need to keep announcing those. We forget about that. And so you can listen to that now to build yourself up and get you ready for the Love is Blind mood. You can listen to our podcast to that. All right, everybody. That's it. Poodle, how do we end this show?
We will.
Waloo you later.
Lock me